everybody, and welcome to another very cool video here for the Monster Jam Steel Titan Sports League. And in this one today, we are addressing the major announcement that we made a few days ago, actually it was a few weeks ago, when we discussed the Monster Jam All-Star Challenge for the Steel Titan Sports League. This has a lot of information to talk about, so in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys all about what is going to be taking place at the Monster Jam Steel Titan Sports League All-Star Challenge. So I think it's pretty obvious here that if we're going to have an all-star challenge and based on real life, we're going to have two teams. Those two teams are going to be Monster Jam Team Fire and Monster Jam Team Ice. And we've got a whole boatload of trucks to pick from thanks to the new update. That's really the main reason why we are able to do this, because of this update and the timing of it. It is going to be perfect to be able to do this. The Monster Jam All-Star Challenge, if you want to see when the Steel Titan Sports League All-Star Challenge dates are going to be, well, they are going to be taking place the weekend after the real Monster Jam All-Star Challenge, so on October 18th and 19th. So if you really want to put that in your calendar so that you are ready for the All-Star Challenge when it comes around, you're not going to want to miss it, so make sure you label those down now. So with the two teams, obviously we have to have two team captains, and the way we're going to pick that is the top two drivers at the end of season number 1 are the team captains. The driver that comes in first gets to pick his team that he wants to represent. So let's say the first place driver wants to be the the captain of Team Ice, then the other driver that came in second will be the captain for Team Fire. And it is going to be a great opportunity for these guys to really get themselves out there. So that's why this last show in Indianapolis is going to be important, because there are a lot of drivers who can leapfrog others and find themselves in the top 2 and maybe even be captains for this All-Star Challenge. So the captains are going to draft 10 drivers, which means that there will be 12 drivers total for each team. You may be wondering, well, there's 16 drivers competing in the first season. Well, that's why we are going to have it be a little bit less of a 16 truck field. We wanted to do 12. We wanted to have it because there's only 12 trucks, so now the best way we do this is we are going to be able to have every truck compete, but there are going to be some drivers that are going to be missing out, which is why the draft is going to be so important. We're going to be drafting, obviously, in a very similar way, and I'm going to discuss draft day right now. So draft day, there's a lot to discuss on draft day. So many things are going to be going down. On draft day, we're going to be preparing for the show before we actually start the live stream, but we are going to be live streaming the show on YouTube on our Monster Jam Steel Titan Sports League gameplay channel. So there's a lot to talk about here, but the first thing that I want to talk about is the trucks that we are going to be driving. So if you drive a truck that is not on that team, let's say like Ryan, he drives Earthshaker, he gets picked to Team Fire, or any truck that gets picked to a team that doesn't have their truck, they get to pick a truck that is not already being driven. So Ryan would be able to pick Megalodon Fire, but let's say I haven't been picked yet. He couldn't pick Max D Fire just because I haven't been picked yet. So that gives the opportunity for other guys to drive trucks that they haven't been driving all season. And let's say for me, I'm Max D. Let's say I'm drafted to Team Ice. I obviously can't be driving Fire Max D, and there is no Ice Max D, so I will have to pick a Team Ice truck. That's the way we are going to be going about that. So we are also going to be having two hosts for this show. I'm going to be a host alongside somebody else, whoever. We're going to determine that after the season's over, because obviously I don't want to pick somebody in advance and maybe they end up being one of the team captains. So we're going to pick who the host is going to be alongside me after the season is over. So on draft day, we are going to have a lot of things going on, but like we said, the 10 trucks are selected total, and there will be 5 for each team. The number 1 driver, the captain for the first team, is going to go first. They'll choose one driver from the first season. That driver will drive the Fire or Ice truck for their truck if applicable, and if not, they pick the truck that they want to drive. Then the number 2 driver, let's say Team Ice was the number 1 driver. The number 1 driver picked Team Ice. They would go first, then Team Fire would go. They would pick a driver from season 1. And then the same thing happens, and it goes on and goes on. And after all the drivers are selected, we are going to interview some that are there present in the call with us so that we can actually interact with some of the drivers. So now we have a little bit of a debacle because we have 12 trucks, which means that racing is going to be a little interesting. On Thursday night, we are going to be having qualifying. That's right, qualifying is going to be on Thursday night, and the way to do this is we are going to have 8 trucks, the top 8 in both brackets. I'm going to explain why we're going to be having 2 different brackets in a minute because we're having 2 different racing styles. But we're going to have 2 qualifying rounds for both types of racing that we are going to be doing, and the top 8 fastest times get into an 8 truck bracket that will be competing in the next 2 days. So on Friday night, we're going to be having our first competition be the special racing style, which is normal racing style. So it's going to be Vegas style, but once they jump the final jump, they're going to actually make a turn, go back down again. It's going to be the normal racing style. If you have Steel Titans, then you will know that they have official, normal, and extended. We're going to be running normal, so it's not going to be regular Vegas style on Friday night, which is why they're going to have to submit 2 different styles, because you're going to see why in a minute. So they're going to have to send in their first qualifying pass is going to be this normal style bracket. The top 8 drivers will go into that 8 truck racing bracket. The winner will get the very first point for their team. And then the best trick competition is the next thing on Friday night. That is going to be another great competition. Basically, what's going to be going on here in the best trick, it is going to be done in the 2-wheel skills competition in the World Finals on quick play, and whichever team won racing will go out second in the competition. So let's say Team Ice won racing, then the first truck to come out would be a Team Fire truck, then the second truck that will come out will be Team Ice. All 12 trucks are going to be competing in the best trick competition. So, how this is going to go down, there are going to be 2 hits, and let's say they want to do a mid-air backflip. We are going to pretend like, let's say you actually go for that, we're going to have, in air quotes, ramps where you could do mid-air backflips or mid-air front flips. Let's say someone wants to do a mid-air backflip and they land it perfectly. Then they don't have to go for their second hit. They can just call it quits there and say, I liked my first hit, I'm going to just roll with it. Then let's say they didn't like it and they go for a second hit and it's even worse than the first hit. We are going to judge the second hit. So once you go for a second hit, you are locked in for that second hit. And again, the truck that gets the highest score there will earn the points for their team. And the team that has the most points at the end of the competition is your winner. Then on Saturday night, we are going to have official Vegas racing, which is what you will see in the Monster Jam World Finals from World Finals 0 to World Finals 19. That's what you're going to be seeing, is regular Vegas style racing. When you think of Vegas, that's what you're going to be getting on Saturday night. That's again going to be an 8 truck bracket that is going to be determined by the top 8 fastest qualifiers out of the 12. And then we're going to be having freestyle, which is again all 12 trucks. That is going to be a lot of fun. And the team that has the most points will come out second in the competition. So let's say Team Ice won 2 out of the 3 competitions. They will be coming out second in the competition. Again, it'll be a Team Fire truck, then a Team Ice truck, so that a Team Ice truck comes out last to clinch the competition. And that is going to be done in regular quick play freestyle. So make sure you mark your calendars. It is going to be so much fun. We have so many things in store for you guys, not only for the All-Star Challenge, but for Season 2 and on for the Monster Jam Steel Titan Sports League. So thank you everybody who tuned in. We hope you guys got even more excited for the All-Star Challenge because of this, and we will see you guys next time.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's